Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Bavarian and this is Crusader Kings 3. In front of us here we have Alva. Alva is our brother, our younger brother, and he is in a bit of a difficult situation. Not too long ago, his twin sister actually passed away and he is now left alone on this world, and more importantly, his mother, his brother, and the entire rest of his family have turned against him. They have stated that essentially he should rule no duchy himself. Now this is something that is honestly quite disastrous. Our father, of course, didn't spend much time with either of us, but he did not assume, at least I would argue, and let me just fix debug mode right there again, we just load in like this, but essentially I would say that our father probably thought we would be ruling good as co-kings, if you will, as rulers of these lands. Now, of course, he did fail himself. He tried to create a unified realm, a realm that would be underneath a crown of Aquitaine, but instead, we get this. Our mother has gotten involved, and Prince Alva Catalinas is currently being ousted, it must be said, and I do want to highlight this for future roleplay, that he basically is not somebody that we hate. We actually have a very positive relationship to him. We are siblings, we have the same dynasty, we have good diplomacy, and he is compassionate, which is a virtue. It's just that he so happens to hold land that we desire. So, with all of this in mind, I do think it is fair to say that this isn't a war to complete destruction, and quite frankly, I think that Prince Asno III would have never pushed this war if not for his mother, Condessa Catalina Garcias, who has been at the forefront in basically unifying the realm. She clearly saw it a bit more from a realpolitics point of view than her husband. Late Lope IV, of course, didn't want to change the inheritance law, didn't want to change it to either equal or, you know, not a confederate partition. It would have been high partition. So I will tell you right now that if anybody has made this war happen, and if anybody has chosen favorites when it comes to her children, then it was Condessa Catalina Garcias of Labrie. Now, that is not all. We also have a bit of a faction. Well, technically we have two, but these are just peasants. I think we can quickly, or could quickly dispatch them. And then we have her right here, Episcopa Fakilo Jacques. She can't join the factions, not that she would. She is, of course, our soulmate, but we do have Conde Fernando Anfoses of Bordel. He is the grandchild of the disastrous Conde Arnaud. And now that my sister, I believe it was my sister indeed, now that my sister has passed away in childbirth, he immediately decided that now would be an adequate time to push for his son's claim on the duchy. There is no other way that I can present this outside of this being the biggest betrayal that Prince Asna III has ever seen. There are two things to this. First of all, this is my sister. Second of all, this was the sister that is the twin of Prince Alva. So that is something where we already have a bit of guilt, at least on a personal level. We feel guilty because we are acting against Prince Alva, even though our mother says it was okay, and she was punished her entire life. Scaly, she didn't have appetite, she's irritable, she is wounded, she had a tough life because everybody always treated her a bit differently, and it is now clear that Conde Fernando has never seen that marriage as anything but a vehicle to go and become a ducal family himself. So, we will crush down, and I think the justice in this sense will be a harsh one. Because justice doesn't always mean that we show mercy. Those are two different concepts, of course. Now, for the moment, let's just finish the war here against Poitou, and then let's see what this rebellion brings. And send an ultimatum at any time. We can also marry. I am unmarried. I will tell you right now, I thought about this. I would like to elope. First of all, the game mechanics don't allow it because she is landed, but more importantly, in my opinion at the very least, I won't elope as long as I am under the guiding gaze of my mother, because she certainly would probably say, yes, okay, you are in a position where Fakio, and I think it's pronounced Fakio, right? Not Fakilo. Where Fakio is your lover, and that can be the case, but you can not bring a disgrace to our family, and that is what I will listen to. Now, let's take a look at this. Are we still? We are. Fakio is taking care of this. We are not endorsed by our Archbishop, of course. We had a bit of a difficult relationship with Vladislav. We can call allies. I don't think this will be necessary. I can call Conde Asna, who is this is my son, who now rules Tours. I hope that he stays safe. What else can we do? Is there anything I need to take care of? Of course, Catalina de Comminges. She is currently learning education. Let me roll a die. Give me a second. And I rolled a 6, which means since we start with 1 right here in learning education, since that is their second trait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she will remain with learning. That is perfectly fine. Now, when it comes to education, I do think that I would like to be there in a greater fashion than my father was. I'm going to become your Guardian. I will roll for you, though. My apologies. I will re-roll for you. You have a 6 as well, meaning also learning. You know what, in actuality, since you already was in a green one, I'll just leave it at stewardship so that it is mixed up a bit. Who else do we have here? I can have another ward. That is Catalina. Catalina is now learning indeed. I will educate you, and I will make you study the language, not of Vladislav. Nope, definitely not of Vladislav. I will make you learn Provençal. There you go. Is my son actually already learning Provençal? That is the bigger question. There you go. I need you to learn the languages of our, well, vassals primarily. And then we have Conde Asner, who doesn't yet need a guardian. I'm in line to some titles, don't worry about it. And I could imprison Conde Zentulo. He attempted to murder a family member. Wait a minute. You attempted to murder a family member. Who did he attempt to murder? I really would like it. He does have a rival. Did he try to murder Lope? Oh, there's no way. Did you try to murder Lope? You know what? Zentulo, I will keep this in mind. It seems that yet again, there are plenty of traitors in this realm, and it is only just if we, you know, take a look at a murder attempt and try to address it properly. Now, with all that being said, let's unpause and let's take a look at what is going on. They are learning languages. That is beautiful. We are, of course, sieging, and we will win this siege. I don't really see that big a risk. At some point, our friend will rebel, and we will go from there. Learning more languages would be really nice, but right now we are doubtlessly we're doubtlessly focused on, you know, essentially trying to bring the realm, trying to bring the legacy of a father to life who, well, definitely failed at doing that. He didn't found the kingdom after all, and I think a part of this is slowly but surely being convinced through our mother and through our own, you know, basically mental gymnastics that we're making there, that if we claim to be the king of Aquitaine, which was the mission the Pope gave us, then this means that Toulouse, that Barcelona are rightfully our lands as well. And what does that mean? Well, that means that I should be able to force vassalize others. So in this sense, that perk is not just a gimmicky option. No, it is one of those things that just makes sense in the moment, because of course that is part of our ambition. Now here goes the war. Wow, this actually didn't finish it off, huh? Siege 1, that is good money. I think we have more money than when I started recording here today. That is good money, what can I say? But at the same time, I really just want this war to be over. I don't think that this is one of those wars that we want to drag on. I don't think that we are interested in this in any way. Let's just have a battle right here. It is Comtessa Alpé of Foix. Right, she is involved in all of this. Wait a minute. Oh, right, yeah, okay, so she is an ally. I was about to say, she isn't part of our realm. Well, she never was at the very least, and that is now indeed confirmed. Are we getting ticking war score? I am not getting ticking war score. I mean, listen, what 2 is exactly this. So, I assume that the game is basically saying, sorry buddy, but you actually need to siege down everything, and that is just tiresome. Okay, what we will do then is I will siege down Agenais after all. I can't believe they're not getting any ticking war score for this. Swollen belly. Episcopa Fakio has come to me, and I immediately knew why. She's with child, and there's little doubt in her heart, as in mine, as to who the father is. Child born outside her legitimate bounds of marriage is destined to the life of a bastard. Is that a fate I want for my child? See, I am looking at this from an angle where courtly romance and courtly love tries to never talk about the consequences of it all, which is, of course, a child. And with that, I don't think that Prince Asner III really knows what to do with this, at least for the moment. He's busy. Somebody wants to rebel within his realm. The peasants are uppity. He is fighting his brother. For the moment, he said this must be kept a secret, but I think, honestly, there may be a bit of a watershed moment here. Whenever Condessa Catalina Garcias actually passes away, because Catalina currently has him in control. He would probably, if he really got to think about it, try to make things happen, try to tell everybody about the glorious news that his love, the love of his life, has a child with him. But I don't think I'm going to be doing that for the moment. As long as my mother is here, I must respect the boundaries she sets. I am very eager to see whether Bordel is actually going to be rebelling. Oh! Wait, why are you no longer listed? Oh, isn't that interesting? Now, he does feel slighted, and I do like him. Let me think. I will keep her on the council. She is mandatory. I do not trust Conde Zentulo. You know what? I do not trust Conde Zentulo. Now, he has 0 intrigue. He is fairly good as a marshal. Episcopa, how are you? No, she is also terrible on the intrigue front. I could put him onto the council as a bit of an approach to say, hey, listen, you have to think this through. You don't mean this. You do not mean what you are trying to do there. He would be good as a marshal and as a diplomat. Now let me take a look at you. So we're mostly looking... I mean, she's a great marshal, but she would be decent as a steward. I could ultimately put him in as a marshal and move her simply to become a steward. You know what? Why don't we see about doing that? I will kick out Ladron. He is an important vassal, but at the end of the day, the church hasn't served me all that well. The church has taken my love, Fakio, from me. So I will put him into the council. I think he will still rebel. Don't think that I have any wrong ideas here, but I would like to see this as a bit of a reconciliation attempt from our side. And you are having a bit of a civil war. Prince Jacques is claiming to be the king of France. He's also the son of Carloman, and with that, of course, the grandson of Charles the Bold, and that is very, very interesting. Carloman lost basically everything, and this is actually a very interesting dynamic. Should we be able to refound Aquitaine, it would mean that Prince Jacques would actually have a claim on us. So this could have a very powerful and a very hostile northern ruler. I do like that. On the other hand, we do have him help in Italy. It doesn't really matter. That rebellion, we will see the result if it were to happen. You are attacking for a holy war. That is fine. The rest looks quiet, as it should be, of course. Now, let's siege our mother's lands. It is what it is. Wait, siege 1? Oh, that's the old one. Heresy. Cathari in Valois. Obviously, I will not listen to this. This isn't the first time the Cathars have risen, but this is the first time the Carlings have turned Cathar. Let's just hope that none of our vassals also turn with them. That would be disastrous. And yeah, you are still rebelling, huh? Well, I mean, listen. I'm a good man. Is there anything I could do for him that would be in character? I could request a claim. I don't think we're going to be doing that. I could offer you a ward. You know what? Actually, it's an interesting idea. I offer you a ward. I will offer you my niece. That should give you a positive opinion. Oh, you already have 2 wards. Yeah, he does. Okay. And I assume that I cannot request guardianship for her. Oh, I totally could. It wouldn't give a positive opinion. And sadly, the hostage system doesn't properly work. Yeah, I mean, hey, I made you to one of my closest advisors. I'm not just gonna give you money. That seems a bit pointless. I will meet you on the battlefield if need be. Duke Roger has turned to Catharismus. Okay, interesting to see. It is spreading mostly here in the Frankish core area. Quite interesting indeed. We are holding Poitiers. Everything is good. It's such a disappointment that this doesn't count for war score, but I guess that technically we get the entire thing if we win the war anyway. So fair enough. There was a commotion among the children today. Catalina was attempting to preach among her fellow youngsters and became the target of a small fight. Lope intervened and did what he could to protect her. Catalina Aznares is my daughter, and my player actually intervened and was a great, great fella. He is brave. Wow. He is much more than I ever could be. The actual resemblance of a knight. We are really going down that path. I like that. We have so far not been successful with it, mind you. Lope has been basically a mistake. Lope has been a disaster when it comes to knighthood, to honor, and bravery. However, Prince Asno III is doing his best to live out the courtly love, the courtly Roman scheme. Now we actually have a child that is turning out brave. I admire Lope Aznares, and maybe, as the son of mine, and of course named after my father, maybe he is becoming the best parts of both of us. Now that would be great. He is being educated, of course, in stewardship. Yeah, we're going to leave him there because we did roll 6, and we'll see how that goes. Stewardship, not very knightly, but at the end of the day, stewardship is one of the talents of a good ruler. That is essentially what you know, gives the vibe of I am a good ruler of a realm. So in that sense, it is very much still a knightly quality. Not everything knights do is just warfare. The entire etiquette around it is, of course, much more important. And you, Prince Shep Israk II, is being attacked by Urgel. That is for Tarragona, so, well, for your last province. That is excellent. Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan. Please do keep it up. The further we go, the better it is. And the siege has been won. The war is over. My brother, do come home into Bascognaco. I assume that he is still holding on, right? No, okay, yeah, he held Montaigu and Lusignan. I'm very much at peace with that. I do like him. I like this guy. He doesn't exactly like me, you know. After I declared war against him, I assume he's a title claimant. Once declared war goes away, and once offensive war goes away, we should be in a pretty good position, even with our brother. Now, he may be rebellious. He may become rebellious, try to, you know, throw us out and put himself in charge yet again, but ultimately, we aren't at the end of this yet. My campaign is still very much in the name of the church. I think that is something that we need to push, and as long as this campaign to restore Aquitaine is going on, I will gladly request money from the Pope. It is a very, very important thing to do. And now we shall see. So Fakio obviously is technically speaking a criminal. She is pregnant. We're not going to be dealing with that. I will not go ahead and imprison her. That is just utter nonsense. Conde Zentulo would not accept, and he may rise up with other disgruntled vassals. I wish there was a way to tell who the actual disgruntled vassals are. Of course, if he was in a faction, we could see immediately, but he isn't. Now, what I'm thinking is, I think we're going to give the realm a moment of peace, and then we should move in. When I say we should move in, what do I mean? I mean fundamentally, and I love that both Viana and then Clermont-sur-Allier actually have the same, well, a fairly similar fish there, if that is a fish, or an eel or something, I'm not sure. But this lady... Wait a minute, didn't he convert? Oh, I honestly... Maybe I'm just wrong? I could have sworn that that guy converted. Oh, he converted. Oh, okay. My narrative is out of the window. I thought that she was allied with the Cathars, but she's indeed not. Now, I will not remarry. That is one of the rules that we are currently following. I have considered your plight and decided to grant your request. Thank you very much. We're currently gathering more troops because we are preparing to march on Auvergne. What was denied to my father shall not be denied to me. Of uncertain stock. Episcopa Fakio is carrying the burden of having given birth to a fatherless bastard. It is terrible for an unmarried woman and her child, yet I cannot let it be known that I am the true father. Oh, what will become of my son? A scandal in waiting, or wait, the child is mine. No, I will definitely not reveal it right now. Piar, live a good life. Maybe one day you will be recognized for what you are. She is a bastard, or he is a bastard of the De Vasconia dynasty, because of course this is in-house. This is a family business, always has been, always will be. That's not a reveal that he is my house, though. Yeah, look at that. She learned languages as well, but she never learned my language. Now, what I will do, I will be learning... Actually, you know what I will do? I would like to see whether I can't find a good ally here somewhere. I could... Obviously, there's something to be said about going to war with her for the vassalization purposes. We were married to La Tour de Pin. If I'm not mistaken, it was your aunt? Nope, apparently not. But an alliance between these here wouldn't be bad. You already have one proposed alliance active. Wait a minute. I must have forgotten that. Oh, look at that. It's my mother. Which, I mean, is very convenient and very... You know what? That is very much in roleplay. I don't think I need to search. I don't need to break that. I don't need to search for another alliance. I think we are good to go. And now that we are gathering more troops, this is actually losing steam. We do have a claimant on Poitou. Reina Elvira Catalines, who is, yeah, okay, that is dangerous, because she is married to Rey Adelfonso IV of Asturias. Loyalty or fear. As their prince, my vassals owe me their allegiance. My word is law, but how much is obedience without devotion worth? In times of crisis, a slow response or a half-hearted effort can lead to disaster. Can I afford such a risk? You know what? I will win their unwavering loyalty. That is the definitive ideal there. So this is falling apart, basically. They will rebel no matter what. That is just the way this works. All of you cannot join. I love it. I really do. And then we have you, Conde Alva Catalines of Lusignan, my brother. He's not trying to push himself onto the throne. He is trying to push a foreign claimant. Not that she genuinely is foreign, but what I mean is he is trying to push somebody on the throne that clearly doesn't really have anything to do with us anymore, and that is a bit of a smart move on his end. He could push for himself, nobody would support it, but pushing for Elvira could make it so that Rey Adelfonso IV could get involved directly. Now let me ask you, Erega Neko, how do you feel about war? And how do you feel about what you did to me? Could I challenge him for an artifact? I can't challenge him because he is now old and frail. I could just demand it from him and he would say no, so that certainly doesn't work out. I'm not going to go to war for it just now. Maybe, once we found Aquitaine. For the moment, I will simply exist. You know what? Yeah, let's just fast forward. Neighbor is under attack. This is, he is going for just a title, Mascon. That sounds perfectly fine to me. There it is, Mascon. So this is a Lotharingian count, and he's going for it, trusting me. Catalina has been asking for a wooden sword for a long time, and I told her I would get one for her in 3 months. She displayed more focus in her studies. Ever since I made the promise, she has been redoubling the efforts of her studies. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, what I do want to point out is that England seems to be rather safe now when it comes to the Norsemen. Harald Guthfridsson, I think when we put this into roleplay, he is now in a position where technically he still rules the Danelaw right here, but the rulers of Dere have gained basically de facto independence, and he can't really do much about it. But in the north of France, we have Flandre and we have Bertangaland, two realms that are very dangerous to us. I do think that since the Magyars didn't make it, since the Magyars are in Khazaria going absolutely crazy, ruling like the madmen and madwomen that they are, we are at the frontier of Christendom. Because the east is fairly safe, Lusatia hasn't done much, Velika Morava itself is Christian as well, Poland of course must turn. But the Northmen are a danger primarily here in our location. Gate of Hell. In the village I'm visiting, I hear one of the elders tell me of a strange event that happened when she was a little girl. Back then, a giant hole appeared out of nowhere, causing a lot of damage. The villagers were convinced that it was the gateway to hell. They tried many different ways of dealing with it, such as tossing entire cows down the hole, and then a lot of dirt. Eventually, something must have worked as the hole closed up. To this day, no one is certain for sure what caused it, and all that remains is a small hollow in the land. Learning local lore. That is, I believe, a reference to a CK2 event. Very good. Certain kinds of edible berries from Angoulême have gained a positive reputation around parts of the region for their supposed medicinal properties. They're being shipped out in great numbers to neighboring areas as a result, bolstering the local economy. I like it. Wow. Well, as long as any county in your domain has the berry good medicine, first of all, I love that. County modifier, you will have access to a decision to buy valuable medicinal berries. Wow. You know what? Let's buy some. I would like to buy some berries. 25 bucks, I can pay for this. You choose how many berries to purchase, determining how long the medicinal berries character modifier will last. Wow, I like that a lot, yeah. Berries have been part of many cultures since the dawn of time and have been used as food, medicine, a source for dyes, and more. Very, very good indeed. I've sent my servants to purchase some of the renowned berries of Angoulême. Can use these medicinal berries for a variety of purposes, and I can't read anymore. And I can drink various herbal teas made using these berries as a health tonic. Now, how many berries did I ask my servants to buy again? I definitely said a large amount. Absolutely. For how long? For 9 years. Oh, baby. Yes. Thank you. God bless. And that is amazing. I like that a lot. Now let's take a look at you. That is an internal vassal, that is an external vassal, and this is an external vassal, but we could beat all of those. We most certainly could beat all of those. I say we do it. I say we do it. My mother in my ear. Who are my other advisors? Conde Fernando, he has calmed down, he has figured it out, and he probably is saying to himself, because, you know, so far the NPCs have acted quite intelligently. So far, he's probably telling himself, if I were to become King of Aquitaine, maybe another duke could rise in Bordel and it would be him. At least that is how he sees himself. So I think he would be in favor of the war. He's a greedy, compassionate, and trusting man, but for all he is a skilled tactician. Then we have Conde Piares. He is your skull. He can't speak Occitan, so I don't think he has strong connections to them. He's deceitful, generous, and arrogant. Maybe there's the same motivation there. I don't think Fakio will advise me on this topic to begin with. And Conde Zentulo. You know what? I do think I will remove you from your position. I've been thinking about this, and now that I think about it, you know what, I will swap these first and foremost, and then I will take a look at you. My mother. My mother must be on the council instead. I'm sorry to say this, but Zentulo Lopez tried to kill my brother, and I will not have it. This is unacceptable. Lope Catalinas, you will not be treated like this. Are you an alcoholic? Oh, you are. You're a drunkard. I hate to see it. You do hate to see it, don't you? But, with that being said, I do think that we now go in, that we now claim Auvergne, which we could later hand out as well. We have so many duchy titles. Can I just point that out as well? It is insane how many duchy titles we genuinely have. Now, do I call in somebody for this? Let's take a look at this. Asturias, I could call in. That's not a good idea, I don't think. Vizcaya, not really worth it, though, is it? I could call him in, but he has acted against us before. We're just allied because of my sister. He heeded the call of the King of Navarra. You know what? Quite frankly. Wait a minute. Did he heed the call? I think it was his father. I can't check his biography anymore, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't him. I'm pretty sure that it was his father. Which would mean that I have no ill will against Adelfonso. Now, if I call you in, how much does that cost me? 350. Yeah, you know what? Nah. I think I'm good. I miraculously think that I am good. Now, let's take a look at this war. How many men are there? 1,887. It is tight. It is tighter than it has any right to be. And, oh my god. Zentulo. And now if I try to imprison him, the entire faction will rebel. I could negotiate an alliance, but you know what? I would rather... Oh, wow. Is a claimant. Yeah, of course he's a claimant. He's a claimant to what? Armagnac. I don't think... Oh, I do hold Armagnac. I see what is going on, Fernando. You know what? If I give him that land, I actually... Oh, man, I'm so split against this. I recognize his claim to Armagnac. I don't think I need to hold Armagnac myself. There you go. Now you no longer have a claim, and this faction will dissolve in nothingness. It will weaken me. Of course, I just gave up a title, but at the same time, hey, it will keep peace in the realm. At least it should. Come on, get out of there, buddy. Oh my god. I swear to god, if he still rebels, I will lose my mind. It takes a couple of months to do it. Ah, man, this game sometimes, the delay sometimes, okay? I will not give you that much money. Who do you think you are? Oh, here we go. Now we get an alliance, and that ends this potential rebellion. Marvelous news. Wonderful. Yeah, okay, poof. We could, after handing him the title, we could actually form an alliance, and that is, of course, what we wanted to do. I don't think Fernando was a bad man. Yes, we did feel betrayal, but we always liked him. He is compassionate and so on. So in that sense... making this compromise, giving him land that he had a rightful claim on. After all, we are also just conquering rightful territories right now, was the just thing to do. We did imprison a couple of people here, it seems. Ooh, and yeah, now the troops are coming, and it looks like it could be trouble, quite frankly. I will just take a defensive position. Let's take a look. We have Peronel de Poitou, same name as my deceased mother. Oh, you are also in my prison. Wait, how many people did I actually capture? 4 people, wow. Comtessa Adelheid of Quercy. She will be a future vassal, it seems. Are you under house arrest? I will definitely leave you in house... Oh, right, she's not even under house arrest because she is in my army. Alright, let's just take a look at this. Where are you going? What are you doing? Can I intercept you? Can I fight you? What is this rebellion? It's just the peasants. Doesn't matter. Does not matter to me. I do think I don't know whether we should advance here. I could hire some mercenaries. You know what? That's actually a good point. We haven't really done any of that. Haven't interacted with any of the mercenaries. And the answer appears to be that they are all insanely expensive. My god. Not really much I can do on that front, huh? If I start sieging, they will have the upper hand. I can tell you this right now. I know this for a fact. If I start fighting, it would be an equal fight. This is a forest. Don't you have any archers? Do you have archers? Yes, archers. And he has so many men-at-arms all around. That is not good. Is he coming for me? I believe he's coming for me. You know what? I'm just gonna... What are you doing, buddy? We wouldn't catch him here. I do wish I had an ally, just so that I could attach myself without playing the micro cat and mouse game. Hildeburg formed a new alliance. Ooh, this is bad. Wait, didn't we already... Weren't you already in the war? He's already in. Yeah, don't sweat it. No, he's already in. It doesn't matter. I assume that basically they just passed away, so they had to reform the alliance. You know what? Let's just see. If we lose... Oh, okay. Oh, no. I made a grave mistake. Oh, I have no commander. That may explain why. We have Diego, and he is just outstanding. But I like this. Oh, this isn't for... This isn't for forests, huh? I really like Diego, but I believe currently he is a knight anyway. You are not a knight? No, you are a knight. Meaning I would be pulling out a knight. Or are they still in the army? Actually, honestly, I wouldn't even know. Zentulo is in this army. I definitely need Diego fighting in my army. Alright, well, let's check it out, oh, okay. You know what? I could have baited them in by just waiting. Oh, you know what? Check this out, okay? God, sometimes... Listen, I love this game, okay? I really, really do. I love this game. Oh, man. Are we actually losing? Did I just bait them into a loss for me? Oh, I totally did. Oh, that's not good. Zentulo Lopez of Bigorra lost the fight. The Battle of Govardon. I really thought we had that. I can't believe it. We lost Condal. Oh my god. Was slain by Girard de Poitou. Isn't that family? It's House Poitou. Oh no. Yes, okay. That is family. Girard de Poitou is the grandson of Nunya Aznares de Cominges, my aunt. And he killed my brother. The losses in the battles in this game have been heartbreaking. Now what I will do, hoping that you're not busy, and indeed you are not, I will say, for betraying me earlier, my dear Crown of Asturias, whether it was you or your father, I ask you to come to my aid when it comes to the unification of Aquitaine. The first time it happened, I barely even gave it a moment's thought, but my vassal, Mayor Brandimena, has grown bolder. Right, so, I'm a decent man, quite frankly. I will attempt to simply steal your ideas. I failed to manipulate you, that is unfortunate. Of course I shall join you in this war, thank you very much. We are facing a rebellion indeed as well, it's the peasant rebels, but I don't think that should be too much of an issue. I will go towards the embassies here. I think we will actually and genuinely become a diplomat. Somebody that is unifying his throne while also managing the realm via alliances, via diplomacy, and via cooperation rather than might and force. Now, I only need the allies here, and then we can actually make this happen. What a shame that we got defeated there. I really thought we had it, in particular, of course, because, well, they did look quite scaredy cat-like around me, but in the end, they did crush me. You know what? I think in the next episode, we may actually become the King of Aquitaine. I can't call in... Ooh, I can modify character contracts here. I will definitely do that. You know what? Let's do this as the last part of this episode. I would like taxes. Listen, it might not be relevant right now, but I would like taxes. Not gonna guarantee council rights, that's fine. What else do we have? We have you, my nephew, right, because your father died. Oh my god, that is so terrible. He died serving me. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? And then we have Conde Gil Alvarez of Lusignan. Oh my god. That is all... These are all his children. Wait a minute, these aren't his children. Who are you? You have 2 siblings. But there are 3 contracts that I changed. Let me check the notifications here. You are Asna Aznares. You are my son. Right. You are my son and to us. Now it makes sense. You... Feudal obligations. We will put this as high up as we can. That is the way we like it. Now, you know what? Let's strike a battle here. And I think then I'm going to call it here today. I think there's a good chance that we genuinely might just become Kings of Aquitaine in the next episode. I personally would very much endorse this. I just want to push them away here, basically. I want to frighten them. There you go. I wanted to frighten them into leaving, and leave they did. Now, let me just... mental break. Befuddled by court. My friend Theobald died. Everything I do, people take advantage of. My court lies to my face all day, every day. Commoner and noble alike. It makes my blood boil. I simply can't stand it any longer. If I didn't do something about it, I'll scream. We could spend money, or I could... You know what? I like the idea of a contract. It's just so much more interesting than just being improvident here. I like the idea of him basically saying, I need to go to church to confess. For all of the hate, for all of the anger that I have... It tries to keep him as a good person, but still, if you're still stressed, right? Vassals and courtiers without honest, just, or compassionate lose 20 opinion of me. Indeed, we are trusting, temperate, and just. It just makes sense to become somebody that, you know, tries to tell people what sins he has committed and why they should still love him. Let me just take a look at this real quick. What is this? An artifact claim war? What artifacts? This is for the Carling dynasty banner. Makes a lot of sense. Nothing wrong with that. And you are also being attacked by... her because of tyranny. Okay, that doesn't matter. You know what? Let's strike a battle. Let's win. Let's teach them a lesson. I'm no longer overwhelmed by stress. It seems, well, not by the 2nd level anyway. Still quite frightening. And here you go. I will destroy all of you. Every last one of you. I had a heart attack here. You know what? I'm already too deep. I still want to keep playing, but I'm already too deep in. I must end this episode. I had a heart attack because I thought this was the reveal of my child. That's fine. I'm lost for words. We will win this war in the next episode. For the moment, Prince Asno III is a troubled man, but he is doing his best to be a good ruler. And Asturias is ruling this over there. I think we looked at that, actually. We pointed out that that would happen. Everything else looks quite neat. Yeah, no, I like it. The Khazars and the Arpad dynasty with it are not really having a good time. But either way, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you later, alligator.